So good evening one and all. Actually this is our gate class number 13 I guess. Okay. So we are going to start another combinational logic circuit which is very important for the data communication point of view. That is actually called multiplexer. Okay. Multiplexer. So multiplexer is very important for data communication point of view. So what is actually multiplexer? Multiplexer is nothing else. It's actually a combinational logic circuit which selects one of the many inputs. Okay, which selects one output from many inputs. Okay, so you can see over here. Let's say I'm giving an example here. One multiplexer example. It is having more than one input. So see here, it is having 4 inputs. Okay, and here inputs are I0, I1, I2 and I3. This multiplexer job is it has to select one of the input at particular selects with the particular selection criteria. So these are my selection criteria. So this is my S1 and S0. These are my control. This I have the control. According to the S1 and S0 value, which output will be get produced over here, that actually decides my S1 and S0. So this is my actually called 4:1 mux. What is this? 4:1 mux. What is 4:1 mux? It's having 2 square is to 1 mux. So it's having 2 square means what? This square is called number of select line. Number of select line. Okay. So these are called select lines or control lines. Select line or control lines. Okay. So what it will do according to the select line criteria of the select line, one of the input will pass to the output. Okay, so mainly you see one of the example I can give over here, like we'll having actually many telecommunication signals, like we'll have a BSNL, someone has Airtel, someone has Vodafone. Okay, Vodafone, many are there. Okay, so what is the Reliance, many things are there. Okay, Geo, many things are there. Out of this you have actually phone with you and you have, let's say, your Geo actually. So who will choose this out of these many inputs? So these are all available with us. Who will do here actually? The only I need my Geo, my tower is actually Geo. I need to take this Geo tower. Who will do that? This multiplexer will do that job actually. Okay, this multiplexer will select out of these are all nothing else the frequencies, megahertz frequencies. This actually has certain range. BSNL will work in this particular range, Airtel will work in this particular range, Vodafone will work in this particular range, Reliance will work in this particular, Geo will work in this particular range. Out of this everything, let's say you have configured Geo in your mobile phone, that particular megahertz frequency this antenna will select. Okay, this purpose is done by the help of multiplexer. Okay, all of you understand, students? Very simple. What the multiplexer will do? Multiplexer will select one of the input out of many inputs by using certain selection criteria. I have not yet discussed what is this selection criteria and all. We'll discuss it now. Okay, so what is it actually? Multiplexer, it's a many input to one input. It actually selects many input to one output. Okay, so next is it's a combinational logic circuit. It is a combinational circuit. Combinational logic circuit. Why it is a combinational logic circuit, students? Because it only depends on the present inputs. It doesn't depend on my mobile has previously Vodafone, or I need only Vodafone only. Okay, so it only see what is the present criteria is required by this mobile phone, then he will going to choose that particular megahertz of frequency, that particular frequency range. Okay, so it's a combination logic circuit which only depends, output is only depends on the present input. Okay, it's a function of present input. That's why it's a combinational logic circuit. Understand, students? Next, depending upon the control or select input, one of the input transferred to the output side. So what will happen? Depending upon this control input, select line, then depending upon this control or select input, one of the input is going to transfer to this output. One of these inputs is going to transfer to this output. Okay, so this is very important point I have discussed here, students. Depending upon the control or select input, depending upon control or select input, depending upon control or select input. Okay, select input, one of the input is transferred to the output. Transferred to the output. So who will decide here? The selection criteria will be decided by the selection lines or select lines. Okay, so that control input is a select input, then also called it's also called data selector. Okay, this multiplexer is also called data selector. Okay, why it's a data selector? It is going to select, there are many data are present over here, so this multiplexer is going to select this data or this data or this data or this data. So how it will be going to do, please check here. So let's say, so there are various multiplexer are there. So I'll just start with basic multiplexer 2x1 mux. Some of the books they will write like this. Some of the books also write down like this, 2:1 mux. Okay, some of the books also may will write down 2:1 data selector. Okay, so don't be get confused. All are actually having same meaning. Okay, all are having actually multiplexer. So what is the truth table of the multiplexer? So truth table of the multiplexer is nothing else. It actually has two input and one output. Okay, so what it has actually, 2:1 meaning is what actually it actually converts two inputs. From the two inputs it actually selects one of the input to the output. Okay, so here what is the minimum, what is the particular formula actually? 2 to the power n. What is 2 to the power n? 2 to the power n is nothing else. Here n is your 2 to the power n is m. Okay, so what is 2 to the power m? M is nothing else here, this value. Okay, so it's either a 2:1, it's either a 4:1. This m is that particular value. So obviously what is that? 2 square is nothing else 4. So it has two select line and it has 4 inputs. Okay, so what do you understand here? 2 to the power n is nothing else, it's a 2 to the power n is to 1 multiplexer. Means what is the meaning of it? It has 2 to the power n number of input, okay, one is actually the output. It's going to select one of the output out of 2 to the n number of inputs, and n is now nothing else here, number of select lines. So it's a 4:1 means 2 square is to 1. So it's actually how many select line? 2 select line. Okay, 2 select lines will decide out of these 4 inputs which input will go to my output. All of you understand, students? Very simple. So similarly, let's say 2:1 mux means what? 2:1 mux is what? It's actually 2 to the power 1:1 mux. So obviously what it will do? It has one select line. Okay, one select line. This select line will decide out of these two inputs which will go to my output. Okay, so obviously what is my here, what will be my here, what will be my block diagram for 2:1 mux? It's very simple. So obviously you see here how you can express. This side it is little bit bigger, this side it is small, because it takes many inputs and it provide a single output which is y. So inputs are nothing else, I0 and I1. And this is my select line. Whatever I have told, actually 2:1 means 2 to the power 1:1. So how many select line? One select line. Okay, so that one select line is nothing else, my S. Okay, all of you understand, students? Very simple. So it's nothing else, my 2:1 mux. Okay, so this is my 2:1 mux. Okay, any doubt on this, students? Please let me know immediately. Okay, so here you see here how actually it works actually. So there are two inputs over here. It's nothing else, I0 and I1. So this select line will be present like this. Okay, and it will go to my output y. This select line will choose either I will move to the I0 or I will move to the I1. So this will be inside the multiplexer circuit. You have to design such a type of circuit. It actually get deviate to I0 or I1 depending upon the criteria I am given to the select line. Okay, so here select line plays a very big role, whether to choose I0 or I1. Either I have to get Jio network or the Vodafone network. Okay, if there is a multiplexer, that multiplexer, if it is that frequency is get suit to that particular person, then it will going to select my Jio. Okay, so this is the way. So select line gives me a very important criteria over here. So obviously 2:1 means, obviously you can say, so this is my that block this is my this block diagram, you can say, or you can say this is actually symbol of mux, you can say anything. So this is actually my 2 cross 1. Someone will write 2 cross 1, someone will write 2:1, depending upon your wish. Don't worry, all are correct. Okay, so this is my block diagram. So what do you understand here? In order to design this 2 cross 1 mux, I need how many input? 2 inputs and one select line. Select input, that is also input. So total how many inputs? 3 inputs and one output only. So one output, which is y here. Here 2 inputs are I0, I1. Select line means S. All of you understand up to this? Very simple. So what I have told, any combinational logic circuit you want to design, you should have to find out first how many number of input outputs are required to design that particular combinational logic circuit. Okay. So next. So how would be my truth table? So second part, as we know that every time, first part is for the combinational logic circuit to design, we should know how many number of inputs, outputs required. Next, you have to construct the truth table. How to construct the truth table? You should know the behavior of the circuit. So what is the behavior of the circuit? It depends on purely on the select line, which input will be going to select by my multiplexer. Am I correct, students? So my truth table looks like this. What is truth table? It gives the relationship between my input and output. So truth table is here S, okay, which is input, and it provides me output Y. So when it will provide S, so S will be particularly how many inputs here? S will be one input. So obviously it would be 0 or it would be 1. Am I correct? So obviously my input S will be 0, input Y is equal to 1. Okay. So this is my multiplexer. You can see here, I'm just explaining over here now. So this is my I0 and I1. This is my S. This is my Y. So this is my 2:1 mux. So see here, either it is 0 or 1. So now check it. What is happening? If it is 0, what will happen? If my S is 0, what will happen? This I0 is now going to select by Y. Okay. So if S is equal to 0, Y will be my I0. Now if S is equal to 1, what will happen? It will disconnect this I0 from output and it will connect this Y. So at S equal to 1, I will get output Y is I1. So this is my truth table, students. Very simple. So what I have done, very simple funda I have used. If my select line is 0, the output will be selected to by the mux is I0. Okay, and if my select line is 1, the output will be selected by the mux is actually I1. All of you understand, or any doubt on this? So now what you have to do for any combinational logic circuit, you need to, after finding out the truth table, you need to find out the logical expressions. So how to find out the logical expression? So the logical expression is nothing else, my logical expression. So from the truth table, so what you have to do, wherever the 1 is present, so here nothing has been described actually. So I can write down the truth table. I have already told you how to write down the truth table if there is a variables are given. As we know that this truth table is nothing else. Why? I have already discussed it. This how we have discussed for 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. If it is 0 1 0 C, what we have done? If it is a variable, we can do like A, B and C. So which is A, B, C. Am I correct, student? That's the reason I have told, because I have going to explain you the mux. That's why I have just discussed this. These are all variables over here. So what you need to do, if it is S, S means it's S bar and I0. Okay. Similarly, S I1. So this is my logical expression. Any doubt on this? We have described this. How actually we have described? This is nothing else. What is this expression? This is A bar, B bar and 0, or this is A bar, B and 1. This is A, B bar and 0. And finally A, B and C. The same way, these are all 0. That's why I have just considered these things. So similarly here, these variables, how it will be get reflected? As we have considering the min term, so that's why X, this 0 is actually my complemented variable. So this is S bar I0 or S I1. Okay. All of you understand, or any doubts? So this is my logical expressions. After logical expression, what you need to do? You have to try to minimize it. So obviously it's actually a minimized version, so we cannot minimize it actually in the further. So what you have to do, you start implementing it. So how to implement it? Just see here. S bar I0. S bar I0 means I would have actually S, and this is my S bar, and I0 is this one, Okay, so this will give me S bar I0. Okay, and next S I1. So this is my S and this is my I1. Okay, this is my I0. Obviously I have taken like this, and finally it will be OR operation, which gives me Y. Okay, so this is my 2:1 multiplexer. So see here, it is having one output, three inputs, two inputs and one select input. So depending upon the S, which is actually going to select to the output, depends on this control input S. Okay, all of you understand? Okay, so in mux, very important, I am going to tell you here, in mux mainly, generally, in mux generally, AND get followed by OR get, AND get followed by OR get. Okay, so this is actually the particular Honda. Okay, nothing else. Now this is my 2x1 mux. What I have done here in 2x1 mux, first I have identified how many number of inputs outputs required, then I have just defined my truth table. Okay, depending upon the select line, I will be getting one of the inputs like either I0 and I1. Then finally I have discussed the logical expression, then we have implemented it. This is nothing else, my implementation. The last part is my implementation part. Okay, any combinational logic circuit, what are the steps I have told? First identify the number of input outputs, then construct the truth table, after that find out the logical expression. Okay, then after that try to minimize the logical expression. If it is not going to minimize, go for implementation. These are the particular rules. Any other things you do have in combinational logic circuit? No. So there are actually 5 steps. So we have just finished 2:1 mux. Now we'll go another type of mux, actually 4:1 mux. So very important student, minimum one question you can expect in the GATE exam from this multiplexer. So try to understand. If you are not understanding, please ask me. Okay, so what is 4:1 mux? Obviously by the name you can see it has 4 input, 1 output, so we can write down 2^1 mux also. So 2 square means it has 2 select lines, 4 inputs. Okay, select line inputs. Okay, and this one is actually output. So there are how many inputs? 4 plus 2, 6 inputs and 1 output only. So there are 4 inputs, 2 select lines. Select lines are also my inputs. Then finally 1 output. So what would be my truth table? So how many inputs we require? We require 6 inputs. So first job of the combination logic circuit to design, you need to identify how many number of inputs and outputs are required. So we'll be having 4 inputs here, which are nothing else I0, I1, I2, I3, and 2 select lines, which are nothing else S1 and S0, and 1 output Y. So this will be my 4:1 mux. Do you all understand, students? Very simple. So okay, this is my first step. I have to identify the number of input output required to design the particular combination logic circuit. Okay, okay, all of you understand? Any doubt on this? Next, what you need to do, you have to find out the truth table. So how to find out the truth table? You have to construct the truth table. So as we already studied, the truth table is nothing else the relationship between input and output. As I have told here, depending upon the selection criteria, my output will take one of these inputs actually. So see here, select lines which are S1, S0, and here output is Y. Depending upon the selection criteria 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Since there are 2 inputs, 2 select lines, 4 possible combination of select lines are possible. So what are those? S0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. So see here, if it is 0, 0, what will happen? S is 0, 0. This I0 is going to be connected to Y. Okay, so Y will be taking actually I0. If it is 0, 1, I1 will go to the Y. If it is 1, 0, I2 will go. If 1, 1, I4, I3 will go. So this is actually the selection criteria. Okay, I0, I1, I2, I3. So depending upon the select line, one of the input will go to my output Y. All of you understand? Are you all visualizing what is the practical application? I have just told the data communication. It's just told the telephone lines. Okay, we have many lines. Out of this, one of the line will be chosen by the multiplexer to the users. Okay, any doubt on this till now? If there is no doubt, we'll proceed further. So after truth table construction, what I have told, what you need to do, you need to find out the logical expression. So this is my third part, logical expression. Okay, what is logical expression? So see here, So this is actually I have told according to the truth table. From the truth table, if variable is present at my output, what you need to do? You just need to AND operation. So S1 bar, S0 bar, I0, or S1 bar, S0, I1, or S1, S0 bar, I2, or S1, S0, I3. Okay. So this is my logical expression. All of you understand, students? Very simple. What I have done, I have just used the truth table technique. This is my S1 bar, S0 bar, I0, S1 bar, S0, I1, S1, S0 bar, I2, S1, S0, I3. Okay. So this is the way I have done. Okay. Next, what you need to do, you need to find out any simplification is possible or not. Obviously not. So obviously what you have to do, you have to go for next implementation. What you have to do, see here how I am implementing this thing, the implementation of 4x1 mocks. Okay, implementation, how we have to do, as I told you, there are two select lines. So let's say this is my S1. Okay, sometime S1 is as it is, and sometime S1 bar also there. So this is my S1 bar, and next S0, and there will be again S0 bar. Okay, then what are there? I0, I1, I2, I3 are there. So see here, when I will get Y, if if this one, all these particular combinations are S1 bar, S0 bar, I0 is 1, I will get Y. Y as I0. Okay, if this S1 bar, S0, I1 is 1, I will get I1. S1, S0 bar, I2 is 1, I will get I2. S1, S0, I3 is 1, I will get I3. Okay, so this is the way you see here, depending upon this. So here S1 bar, S0 bar, and finally I0. So these three actually get AND operation. All of you understand, students? Very simple. Okay, next S1 bar, next S0 and I1. Okay, next S1 bar, S1, S0. This is S1, S0, I2. This is I1, I2. Okay, next finally, there is some issue again here. Okay. Okay, so this is my S1 bar, S0, S1, S0. So what we have got actually the expression S1 bar, S0 bar, I0. So here you can take it up like this. This is my S1 bar, S0 bar, I0. So this is my I0. So I have told in mocks what you have to do, AND get followed, mocks generally AND get followed by OR get. Okay, so see here, this is my AND get. Next S1 bar, S0, S1 bar, S0, I1. This is also AND get. Okay, next S1, S0 bar, I2. Okay, I2. Next at the end, okay, this is my I2. At the end, S1, S0, S1, S0, I3. Okay, and finally this is AND get, and all will go to my OR get. Okay, AND get followed by OR get. So this is my OR get. Okay, so this is my implementation. Do you all understand, students? Very simple. So this is nothing else my S1 bar, S0 bar, I0. This is nothing else my S1 bar, S0, I1. This is nothing else my S1. So this is nothing else my S1. Okay, this is my S1, S0 bar, I2, S1, S0, I3. Okay, so the Y will be get selected depending upon this selection criteria. So that's why it's called actually. So you can see here in generally this mocks also AND get followed by my OR get. Okay, so do you all understand, students? Very simple. So this actually what I am going to do next. this is the way you can do actually 4 cross 1 mocks like this way. Next, what we can do, implement of higher order mocks with, you can also implement the higher order mocks. Okay, implement 4 cross 1 mocks using 2 cross 1 mocks. Very simple. You can also 8 cross 1 mocks. I have not yet discussed what is 8 cross 1 mocks. 8 cross 1 mocks means there are 8 number of inputs. Okay, out of these 8 inputs, one output gets selected. Okay, so for 8 means it's 2 to the power 3. 2 to the 3 means what? There is 3 select lines. These are select lines. Okay, so select lines means obviously you know that there will be S2, S1 and S0. Depending upon these select lines, my output will be get selected. So let's say this is my 8 cross 1 marks. Out of these 8 select lines, so this is 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is I0, I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, I6, I7. Depending upon the selection criteria S2, S1, S0, this output will take one of the inputs. So see here, if this is 3 select lines, obviously how many combinations will be possible? So 8 combinations will be possible. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. Next 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so depending upon the selection criteria, one of the input will be get selected. So for S0, 0, 0, 0, I'll be getting I0. 0, 0, 1, I'll be getting I1 at the output. For 0, 1, 0, I will be getting I2 at the output. 0, 1, 1, I will be getting I3 at the output. I4, I5, I6, I7. Like this, I'll be getting all the outputs. Okay, so what is the logical expression? Very simple. The same way you can proceed here. What is that? S2 bar, S1 bar, S0 bar, I0 plus S2 bar, S1 bar, S0, I1. The simply I'm writing by looking into this truth table. I am just expressing my logical expression for the 8 cross 1 marks. All of you understand, student? Very simple. So next, S2 bar, okay, S1, S0 bar, I2. Next S2 bar, S1, S0, I3. Next S2, S1 bar, S0 bar, I4. Next S2, S1 bar, S0, I5. Next S2, S1, S0 bar, I6. Next last S2, S1, S0, I7. Okay, do you all understand? This is my particular logical expression. Okay, any doubt on this? So you can find out any type of logical expression if the truth table will be with the variables. Okay, so these are my variables. I can able to find out this type of truth table logical expression for any type of variables. Okay, so you can implement it up. Very simple. I'm not going to do that. Very simple. What you need to do, you just has to take 3 select lines like this. This is my S2, this is my S2 bar, this is my S1, S1 bar, this is my S0, S0 bar. Like this way you can take all this, and finally depending upon this combination. So see here, S2 bar, S1 bar, S0 bar, I0. Take this, all these things, S2 bar, S1 bar, S0 bar, I0. Okay, same this way. So how many AND gates we require here? 8 AND gates. Why 8 AND gates? So see here, there are 8 number of min terms are present. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 AND gates followed by a OR gate. Finally, all will be get OR to get actually Y. All these outputs will come up like this. Okay, then finally we'll be getting a output Y. So depending upon the selection criteria, one of the input will be get selected at the output. Okay, so this is my 8 cross 1 mark, students, nothing else. Okay, now some of the important questions we are going to do about the marks. You can expect it this type of questions at the GATE exams. So first part of the exam is, first part of the question, how the first bit I'm going to do. There are many bits, A, B, C, D, like this, many bits are there. So first part is actually implementation of higher order mocks with lower order mocks. Implementation of higher order mocks with lower order mocks means, what do meaning of it actually? So in this point A, implement 4 cross 1 mocks. Implement 4:1 mocks using 2:1 mocks. Okay, we'll see how we can do this. Okay, you have now 2:1 mux. You don't have any AND gate, OR gate, nothing is there with you. AND gate, OR gate, NOR gate, nothing is there. Only you would have actually 2x1 mux. You have to implement the 4x1 mux using those particular 2x1 mux which are available with you. Okay, any doubt on this, students? Very simple. So what you need to do, you just need to find out actually what are the number of inputs and outputs required for the mux. 4:1 mux. So obviously 4:1 mux require 4 outputs and 1 input. 4 outputs means it's a combination of 2 square. So obviously how many select lines you will be having? It's having 2 select lines. Okay, 2 select lines. So as we know that we will be having only 2x1 mux. So I'll be having only 2x1 mux. In 2x1 mux, how many select line I have? 2 to the power 1:1. So obviously there are only 1 select line. Okay, but I require 2 select lines to design my 4:1 mux. Now the thing is, that is the challenge, how to do from this lower order mux to the higher order mux, because in my hand I have only 1 select line using 2:1 mux. So if I will take many number of 2:1 mux, let's say 2 mux I will take at a time, 2:1 muxes I am going to take. So what will happen? I will be end up with number of select line get increased. Obviously, let's say you see here what I am doing. So this is my 2:1 mux. Okay, 2x1 mux, 2x1 mux. It having what actually 2 inputs. Let's say these are all my I0, I1. Okay, it is having outputs. Let's say something. I'll not, and it have a select line one select line. Okay, so again one more 2x1 mux. Okay, you can take. Here the inputs are, let's say, as I told you, I want to design a 4:1 mux. So how many inputs I have? 4 inputs. What are those? I0, I1, I2, I3. Okay, so let's say these 2 mux are taking I2 and I3. Okay, and select line, let's say same select line. Let's say this is also taking my S0. This is also taking my S0. Let's say. Okay, so here you can see I can combine it to give one of the another 2:1 mux. So what at the end I will describe you, don't worry. So this is again my 2x1 mux. Okay, and finally I will get output Y here. Okay, and this select line is something different, let's say S1. So tell me now one important thing, in 4x1 mux, tell me now in 4x1 mux how many select lines? S1 and S0. Okay, what is my outputs for the, what is the truth table of my 4:1 mux? If it is 0 0, I'll be getting I0. If it is 0 1, I'll be getting I1. If it is 1 0, I'll be getting I2. And finally, if it is 1 1, I'll be getting I3 at the output. So if it satisfies my truth table, then I can say that this particular implementation using 2x1 mux is correct. So see here what I have done, 0 0. Here it is 0 0. S1 is 0, S0 is also 0. If it is S0 0, this is also 0. So tell me now, if S1 S0 is 0, what input will be selected at the output? Obviously this I0 will go here. So this I0 will go over here. Understand? Similarly, if it is S0, what will go actually to my output? I2 will go over here. So I will be having now I0 and output I2 here. So now S1 is 0. If S1 is 0, what it will select actually? It will select my I0. So see here in my truth table for 4:1 mux, what is there for 0 0? I0 is the output. Have I got I0 at the output? Yes, obviously yes. Okay, so now you can check with different combinations over here. Okay, so what is this combination? Just see here. Let's say this is my S0. So this is 0 1. Okay, let's say S1 is 0, S0 is 1. So S1 is 0 as it is, and S0 is what? 1. Okay, so S0 is 1. So this is 1, this is also mine 1. Okay, if this is 1, tell me what input will be selected by this mux 2x1. I1 will go over here. So I0 will be I1. Now this is S0 is 1 means what it will go? I3 will go over here. This is my I3. Now I will be having here I1 and I3. Okay, if I1 I3, here S1 is 0, what will be selected by my 2x1 this mux? I1 will be get selected. So do you all understand now? So what I have been selected? If S1 is 0, S0 is 1, I am getting I1. Am I correct, student? So this is actually the particular implementation of 4x1 mux using 2x1 mux. All of you understand or any doubt? So in 4x1 mux, how many 2x1 mux we need it to design? In order to design a 4x1 mux, we need number of 2x1 mux is 3. Okay. So what do you understand from this? How to find out this number of mux over here? So you can see here, I can find out 4 means 4 by 2 plus whatever 4 by 2 result will come, 2 by again 2. That many mux will require. Okay. Then finally, how many mux here? 4 by 2 is 2, 2 by 2 is 1. So total 3 mux required. Okay. Okay, all of you understand. Now you see me what I am doing for 8 in order to design 8x1 mux using 2x1 mux. What you have to do? How many number of 2x1 mux required? So in order to design 8x1 mux, I have told you 8 by 2. Whatever the result will come, 4 by 2. Again, whatever the result will come, 2 by 2. Up to when you will do? Up to 1. Up to 1 the result will come. You have to do this operation. So how many number of mux are required here? 8 by 2, 4, 4 by 2, 2, 2 by 2, 1. So total 7 mux is required. 7 2x1 mux is required to design a 8x1 mux. All of you understand or any doubt, students? So now the question is how we can design using 7 muxes this 8x1. Very simple. You can see here for me 8x1 mux. First of all, tell me how many number of inputs are there? I0, I1, I2 up to I7. And how many select line will be there? Obviously, there will be S2, S1, S0. So what you have to do? Remember, S2, S1, S0. This stage is S2. This stage is S1. This stage is S0. So you require, this is S2, S1, S0. So the select line, 1 mux will take first the last mux, 1 mux. It is required 1 mux. So obviously, but blindly what you have to do? You have to design at the first stage all 4 2x1 muxes. Just blindly do it. I'll tell you at the end whether my correct or not. So 2x1 mux and finally again 1 more 2x1. Okay. In first stage, how many muxes are there? 4 muxes are there. And which is connected to the which select line? S0 select line. So all we have to connect to the S0 select line. So this is my S0, this is my S0, this is my S0, and this is my S0. All of you understand? And then the second stage, how many number of muxes are there? 2 muxes are there. So those 2 muxes are here 1 mux. Let's say here another mux. Okay. So this is my another 2x1 mux. This is my another 2x1 mux. So what is the select line over here? The select line is mine S1. All of you understand? My select line is here S1. So you can connect both the select lines over here S1 and S1. Please try to understand, student. Very important concept I am telling. Okay, S1, S1. Now at the last stage, how many mux are required? 1 mux is required. Okay, so that is finally 1 mux. Okay, so now this is what? S2. You can see here. This is my S2. Okay. So this is the way you can just have to connect now. What are my 8 inputs are what actually? I0, I1, okay, I2, I3, okay, I4, I5, I6, I7, okay. Anything else? No. Okay. Next, it will connect to these mux and this will also connect to this mux. Okay. This output is connected to this mux. This output is connected to this mux. Finally, this output is connected to this mux, one of the input, this output is connected to this mux. Finally, my output is Y. So this will be there. If it is 8x1 mux, this will be there completely. This much of 2x1 muxes are there in my output inside the multiplexer. Okay. So now we are going to implement it. What actually, as we know that my select line, according to the select line, S2, S1 and S0. Always remember, this is my MSB bit, this is my LSB bit. Okay. So depending upon the selection criteria, so this is my 3 inputs. Obviously there are 8 number of combination. 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 and finally 1 1 1. Okay. So depending upon the selection criteria, I will be availing my output, which will be going to be selected by the mux. So 0 0 0 I0 will be selected, 0 0 1 I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, I6, I7. Okay. So any doubt, students, till now? Any doubt on this? Okay. So any doubt on this, please let me know. It's very simple. So what we have done, according to the selection criteria, one of the input will be selected by my output Y. Okay. So these are my selection criteria. We'll see now by applying these things. So now what I have told, S2 is 0, S1 is 0, S0 is 0. Okay. So any doubt has been come up or what? So here what I am doing for 0, 0, 1. So see here S2 is 0. So I'll be putting here S2 is 0. S1 is 0. If it is S1 is 0, this one also S1. And S0 is also my 0. Okay, these are also 0, 0. And finally, this S0 is also 0. So tell me now, if S0 is 0, which input will be selected by this marks? I0 will be selected. If S0 is 0, which input? I2 will be selected. If S0 is 0, which input? I4 will be selected. Here, I6 will be selected. So finally, 2 cross 1. From if S1 is 0, which one will be selected from I0 and I2? I0 is selected. Similarly, if S1 is 0, from I4 and I6, which input will be selected by this multiplexer 2 cross 1? It will be selected by I4. Now I0 and I4 are here. If S2 is 0, which one will be selected? I0 will be selected. So see here how this I0 has been come up from here to here to here. All of you understand, students? Who actually taking care to do these things? Mainly the selection criteria. Okay, this selection lines actually taking care to bring the input from input to the output. Okay, so this is the way you can implement any type of higher order mux using lower order mux. Now the question is, okay, do you all understand? This is very important, students, for GATE point of view. Directly you have to remember this one. Okay, what you have to remember, if you require to design a 16 cross 1 mux using 2 cross 1 mux, what you have to do? Very simple. I have told you, you have to start dividing. 16 divided by 2, you will get 8. 8 divided by 2, you will get 4. 4 divided by 2, you will get 2. 2 divided by 2, 1. 1 means you have to stop. So here, how many select line we need? 4 select lines we need. Okay. So for this select line, this will be my S3. This will be my S2. This will be my S1. This will be my S0. Now, how much mux is required for 16 cross 1 mux? 16 by 2, 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. So how much? This will be my S3, S2, S1 and S0. These 8 muxes of 2 cross 1 will be connected to S0. These 4 muxes of 2 cross 1 will be connected by S1. These 2 muxes of 2 cross 1 will be connected by S2. Final last mux will be connected by S3. All of you understand, students? Very simple. So how many mux is required? It's 15 is required. 15 mux is required. 15 2 cross 1 mux required in order to design a 16 cross 1 mux. Okay. Similarly, so these are all important questions, students. Directly some of the questions you can get it actually. 64 is to 1 mux. So how many 2 cross 1 mux required to design it? 16 implementation of 16 cross 1 mux using 2 cross 1 mux. What? How many muxes are required? Very simple. What you have to do? Start dividing by 2 first. Whatever the result comes, add it here, again divide it, again divide it, again divide it, again divide it, again divide it. Up to n will get 1. So how many muxes required here? 32 plus 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. So how many? It will be, if you count it up, it will become actually a 63 number of muxes required. Okay. Here you see how to connect those select lines. Don't be get confused anytime. The MSB of the selection line will be here. How many selection line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Obviously 2 to the power 6 is 64. So 6 selection line. So S5, S4, S3, S2, S1, S0. Okay, all 32 2 cross 1 muxes will be connected to S0. All 16 2 cross 1 muxes will be connected to S1. All 8 cross 1 2 cross 1 muxes will be connected to S2. All 4 2 cross 1 muxes connected to S3. Next, all all 2 cross 1 boxes here will be connected to S4. Lastly, it will be connected to select line S5. Okay. So this is the way you have to connect and find out the particular number of combinations. Now the last part of it, let's say I am going to design a 256 cross 1 mux using 2 cross 1 mux. What you have to do using 2 cross 1 mux? So very simple, you start dividing 256 divided by 2 plus it will be actually how much? 128 divided by 2. Am I correct? Plus 64 divided by 2 plus 32 divided by 2 plus 16 divided by 2 plus 8 divided by 2 plus 4 divided by 2 plus 2 divided by 2. So how many mux? If you calculate it up, it will require 255 muxes. And how many select lines? In some questions they may ask the select lines. So you have to calculate it. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 means it will start from S7, S6, S5, S4, S3, S2, S1, S0. So all 128 2 cross 1 muxes will be connected to S0. Okay. All 56 muxes will be connected by S1. All 32 muxes will be connected by S2. So this is the way you need to do, students. Okay. If the higher order mux will be asked to implement from the lower order muxes, you can do this is the way. Okay. So now one more question. You just see here. How to implement a 16 cross 1 mux, 16 cross 1 mux using 4 cross 1 mux. Okay. So how to implement it? It's very simple. What you have to do there at the time, what we have divided with 2, because we need 2 cross 1 muxes. So here it has been asked 4. So what you have to do? Simply 16 divided by 4. Okay. 16 divided by 4. Whatever answer comes, then 4 divided by 4. So how many muxes you require? You just require 16 divided by 4. 4 plus 1. 5 muxes required. So what will be the selection lines? The selection lines will be 2 selection line required here. What are those? S1 and S0. Okay, all of you understand? So these are the 2 selection lines we need. So in order to connect, so no, these are the pairs actually. Pairs will come. So what for? As you know that this is 4 cross 1. 4 cross 1 means there are two select lines. So 2 plus 2, 4 actually. Here 2 select line. Here also 2 select line required. Okay, so this is actually your the MSBs which are nothing else S2, S3, S2 select line, here S1, S0 select line. These 4 muxes will be connected to the S1, S0. This last mux will be connected to the S3, S2. So how you have to do? So there are 4 muxes here. Okay, obviously there are 4 muxes here, 4 cross 1. So here 4 muxes means 16 cross 1 means how many inputs? I0 to I15. Okay, so there are I0, I1, I2, I3, I0, I1, I2, I3, and these are the select lines. So I have told here starting from MSBs, this is actually LSB. So obviously this is S1, S0. Similarly, how many number of 4 cross 1 mux in the first stage? First stage there are 4 number of 4 cross 1 mux. So you just have to connect 4 number of 4 cross 1 mux here. Okay, here I4, I5, I6, I7. Next here also you have to connect S1, S0. Next again one more 4 cross 1 mux. Okay, because this stage required 4 cross 1 muxes. This is I8, I9, I10, I11. Next, this is also connected to the S1, S0, and finally one more mux is 4 cross 1 mux is required here. So one more 4 cross 1 means this is also I12, I13, I14, I15. Okay, so this is my S1, S0 finally. Okay, so next what you need to do? These are my outputs. So these are my outputs. You have to connect to the single mux, because in the second stage how many mux is there? Only one single mux. And what are the select line? S3 and S2. So you have to connect to all the things one of the mux here, which is actually 4 cross 1 mux. You have to take all these outputs over there, connect it over there, and finally this is Y, where actually this is actually S2, S3, S2. Okay, so do you all understand what you need to do? Very simple. You can design it up this way for your 1 minute. So you can design it your 16 cross 1 mux using 4 cross 1 mux. How many muxes required? In the first stage I require 4 cross 1 muxes. At the end we require 1 4x1 mux. So total 4 plus 1, 5 muxes are required. So these are all important, students. Now we'll see another question, how to implement 64 cross 1 mux using 4 cross 1 mux. Okay, what you need to do, very simple. I have told you 64 divided by 4, whatever the result comes, 16 divided by 4, whatever the result comes, 4 divided by 4. Okay, so here how many stages are there? 3 stages. What are those 3 stages? Here we require 16 number of 4 cross 1 muxes in the first stage. Okay, here we require again 4 number of 4 cross 1 muxes in the second stage. At the end I need 116 cross 1 mux at the last stage. Now what are those select lines? Obviously there are 64:1. So 4 cross 1 means obviously here I require 2. Okay, here 4 I require another 2, here also another 2, because 64 means what? 2 to the power 6. So 6 select lines. What are those? S5 and S4 will be here, S3, S2 will be here, S1, S0 will be connected to all 16 number of 4 cross 1 muxes. Any doubt, students? All these select lines, remember what very generalized way I have told. We have to start from the MSB, this side of the select line, and with the LSB of this select lines. Okay, so here for this 4 cross 1 mux, I require to connect S5 and S4. These all 4 cross 1 muxes I require to connect S3 and S2. Okay, these 16 4 cross 1 muxes I have to connect to the S1 and S0. Any doubt on this, students? How to implement the bigger mux from the small lower order mux? Okay, if there is no doubt, we'll just go to the one of the very important part. Actually, I'm going to explain now the second bit. Okay, mux as universal. So very important, student. Till now what we have studied, NAND and NOR are called universal. Okay, but now I can also tell here the mux is also a universal. Why is it like universal, students? Okay, because you can able to design any type of logic gates using mux as well. So this is actually challenging and very important concept, students. I am going to tell you, please try to understand. If you are not understanding, please let me know. Okay, so what I have told over here mainly, so using mux I can design any type of logic gates, so that it's called a universal logic. Universal mux is a universal. Okay, so universal combinational circuit. With the help of mux I can design any type of logic gates, any type of logic circuits and all. That's why mux is a universal. So initially I have going to start with 2 cross 1 mux. As we know that using 2 cross 1 mux, how I am doing all the gates. Okay, 2 cross 1 mux is with me now. Using 2 cross 1 mux, I am going to design all the gates. Let's say first gate I am going to design a NOT gate. Okay, so what is my thing? Actually I have actually my 2 cross 1 mux. I am going to design a NOT gate. So tell me, so I'll be having 2 cross 1 mux. So what is 2 cross 1 mux? Very simple. I'll be having a 2 cross 1 mux here, which is having 2 inputs, let's say, which are nothing else my I0 and I1. And I'll be having output, single output Y, and I have a select line for this. Let's say this is my select line S. Okay, I have this with me. I am telling that design a NOT gate using 2 cross 1 mux. So I will be having the functionality at the output. I can expect how, let's say my input is A. What would be my output? I want to expect. If it is 0, this will be my 1. If it is 1, I'll be get here 0. So now the question is, what is this A? Why I have written A over there? So depending upon this A, I'll be choosing my output. Am I correct, student? If my input A is 0, I'll be getting output Y is equal to 1. So see here what I'm getting. If my S I have connected to this A, okay. So if A is 0, what I will get here? I must have go I0 will be connected to my Y. So if my A is 0, what should be my output I can expect here? My output should be 1 I can expect here. So if I have connected this I0 as 1, logic 1, so if I put 0 over here, this one will go and reflect at my output, students. Am I correct? So very simple. What I have done, I have taken this A, connect this A as select line. Okay. Then I have just given this particular input 0, and I would be expecting I0 should be traveled to my Y. So what will happen if I0 is 1, then if I put 0, this 1 will reflect at my output Y. So what is the generalized procedure? Understand students, what you have to do? You have to connect the select line to the MSB input. Okay, so here only one input, so you have to connect your select line. So your select line is S. First you have to connect the select line to the MSB of the input. So here only one input, so no need to worry, you just has to connect it up, nothing else. Now what you have to do? 0. If I'll put 1 here, what should be connect here? This I1 will go over here. So at 1 my output, what will be my output over at Y? It is 0. So if I'll put 0 here, then I can say that this is my NOT gate, students. Am I correct? Any doubt on this? Okay, you see here, according to the select line, if I put A0 here, my I0 is select at Y. So if I put, since it is 0, I would be expecting my output Y is 1 because I have put 0. So my logic equation will satisfy at that time only. Okay, NOT gate is nothing else. If I put 0, I'll get 1. If I put here 0, I would be expecting a 1 will be over at the output. So I'll be putting I0 1, so that I can get, if I put 0 here, 1 will be reflected at Y. So if I put 1 over in the select line, what will be select? So I1 will be selected. So if it is 1, so I'll be putting 0, so then Y will be 0. Okay, all of you understand? So if it is A, I'll be getting here A bar. All of you understand, or any doubt, students? Please let me know. Y is what actually? Y is my output, which is actually inverted inputs. Okay, so this is my NOT gate, students. Okay, any doubt till now? Please let me know. So next gate, if there is no doubt, we can also implement AND gate using MUX. So AND gate using 2x1, implement AND gate using 2x1 MUX. So see here what I can do. So I'll be having what actually with me? Only 2x1 MUXes are with me. How many number of 2x1? I don't care. I can take any number because there is not given anything like you can use only 1, only 2, only 3 like this, because you can use any number of MUXes, but you can has to use only MUXes to design the AND gate, not other things actually. Okay. So next thing is what you need to do here. Very simple. You just need to understand what is the thing here. 2x1 means obviously there are two inputs, I0 and I1. Always remember, write the possible inputs inside because you have to connect something else here. Okay, and this is my select line S, and I'll be expecting Y, nothing else, my AB, because AND gate is what? AB. I'll be expecting my output should be AB. So tell me, what is my AND gate truth table? AND gate truth table is AB. So this is my Y. I am expecting AB should be here AB. Okay, so this is 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. What is this? Y 0 0 0 1. Okay, so what you have to do here, very simple. I have told you always MSB input. This is my MSB input, student. This MSB input connected directly to the select line. So here it is A. I have connected my MSB to select line. So this is the first thing. Okay, you have to connect the MSB input to the select line. Next, what you need to do? Now you have to check whether what are the combinations there. Either A is 0 or A is 1. If I am connect either 0 or 1. If it is 0, divide this. So what it will get? If it is 0, what happened with B? Whatever my B, it will be getting 0. Am I correct, students? Whatever my B value, if it is A is 0, whatever will be my B value, I am getting Y equal to 0 only. Am I correct, students? So I can put here actually what? 0. If I put here 0, what will happen? If I am putting 0, Y will be always 0. Okay, because here both the cases of A, I'll be getting 0 0 only. Whatever may be my B, it don't care with my B. It's just selecting one of these input, and both the inputs are 0 only. So what I have to choose here? I have to put here 0. Now see here, if my A is 1, now my A is 1. Okay, now my A is 1. If my A is 1, what will happen? These two combinations, if my A is 1, so B is what? 0 1. Y is also 0 and 1. So see here what it does actually. If A is equal to 1, whatever my B, the same thing is reflecting at the output. So can I put here B, students? Okay, all of you understand? So what I have done, I have seen here, after taking this 1 1, I have seen here, I am comparing these two now. Okay, after comparing, I have seen that whatever my b, the same thing I am getting at output y equal to b over there. So I can reflect here I1. So because I know that if I choose 1 here, this I1 will go and reflect here. Am I correct? So if I put 1, obviously b will go and reflect over here. Now see here, if a is 0, what is selecting? 0 is selecting. If a equal to 1, b is selecting. So obviously what I will get output over here, student, output will be AB. So because it satisfied this tutorial. If you have any doubt, just see here what you can do actually for select line. What is the functionality of it? If you have doubt, if you are not understanding, what is the truth table tells? If it is S bar, I0 and S, I1. Am I correct, student? Like this. So here S is what? A. So I can write down here A bar, I0. I0 is what here? And get 0. Okay. Plus S is what? A. What is I1? B. So A bar 0. Anything end with 0 is 0. 0 plus AB. So which is A. Do you all understand, students? I have got your AND gate or not? Using 2 cross 1 mux, I have derived my AND gate like this. So what I have done mainly, I have just connected my MSB. Now compared my input, another input which is left over with my output, how it behaves actually, okay, with the input. Okay, here whatever my input here, it's not actually taking my input into consideration. It's always giving me always 0 0. So after examining these two, what I have understood, if I put over 0, whatever my input will be, it's not taking care actually. It's giving me always 0. So my I0 is always 0. And similarly, after this, you connect it A to the 1. Then you have to check what are these actually combination happening, how it B and Y are behaving each other. So you can see that if A is 1, B equal to your Y output. So I'll be putting B here. All of you understand or any doubt, students? Very important concepts I am telling to you. Okay. Next part, C. Another gate, which is OR gate. How to design a OR gate using 2 cross 1 mux. Okay, do you all understand till now? And also I have proved over here. Okay, I have proved over here my output, I have got AB, which is AND operation. Okay, by simple functionality of my 2 cross 1 mux. This is my 2 cross 1 mux logical expression. So here select line is nothing else, my A. I have just put over here. I0 is nothing else, I have connected to 0. So I have put here. And finally I got this 0, and finally AB is actually my output. Okay, next OR gate. So again, this is my OR gate is like this. So see here, this is my 2 cross 1 mux. Okay, I'll be having one input and two outputs. I have told you always write down it inside, and this is my S, this is my output. Okay, so I'll be expecting what at here, A or B I am expecting. Okay, so here what is my truth table tells? This is my A, B and Y. Y is obviously A or B I can expecting here. So what is the truth table of OR gate? Truth table of OR gate is nothing else 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 0 0 0 0 0 sorry 0 0 0 0 1 1. Okay, 0 1 1 1 0 is also 1, 1 1 is also 1. So this is the truth table. So see here what I'm doing, what I have told. Always remember, take how many number of select line, first connect to the MSB. First you have to connect to the MSB. So MSB will be my S. So this is my MSB. So A. So now what I am going to do, see here. So if it is A is 0, what are the possible combinations? A is 0 means these are the particular possible combinations. Now check what is the relationship between B and Y here. What is happening? Y is B. Okay, if A is 0, I can say that Y is B. So I can write down here B, students. Am I correct? Now see here, if A is 1, how it relates with my B here, output. Output doesn't care to my input, it always 1. So I can say that this is my 1. Okay, now if you have doubt, what you can do, this is my AND OR gate, students. If you have doubt, you just put here S bar I0 or S I1. So S bar is nothing else A bar, I0 is nothing else B, or S I bar. Sorry, this is A. This S I1. S is what here? A. I1 is what here? I1 is 1. Okay, so see here what is happening over here. If I am going to put here A bar, so obviously what will happen here? This is A bar, B or A. So if I solve this, what I'll get? A or A bar and A or B. Just I have put the distributive law. What I'll get? A or A bar is 1 or A or B. Finally, what I'll get? Using the postulate number 2, A or B. All of you understand, students, how I have got A or B? So this actually, this mux is now converted into OR gate. Okay. So this is the way you need to do. What you need to do, first step is you have to keep the MSB of the input, keep the MSB of the input to the select line, connect directly MSB of the input to the select line. Next, try to relate input, that other input. First step is what we have derived here. First step is connect MSB of the input, connect MSB input to the select line, to the select line. Next step is what we are doing, relate remaining input, relate remaining input with output. Okay, and represent it in 2x1 mux. Understand, students, or any doubt on this, please let me know immediately. If not, we'll go for the next gate, NAND gate. Okay, so NAND gate next. So very important concepts I am telling now, students. So NAND gate, how to design a NAND gate using actually your 2x1 mux. So obviously see here what I'm doing. So I will be having always here 2x1 mux. So this is my 2x1 mux. So obviously these are actually two inputs, I0, I1, and out select line S, and output is Y. What I am expecting here, my output I am expecting here A, B bar. It is a NAND gate. Okay. So now tell me what is my NAND gate truth table tells, A, B, and Y. I am expecting output here A, B bar. So this is my 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. Okay, what is my output I am expecting here? 0, 0, it's 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, and finally 0. Am I correct, students? So what is the two steps I have told you? First, connect MSB input to the select line. What is the MSB input here between A and B? MSB input is this one. Okay. So I am going to connect directly this MSB input here. So this is my A. So now, so if A equal to 0, it will be either 0 or 1. So it will be either 0 or 1. So this is the case. If it is 0, try to relate this other input, which is leftover input, with the output. So what we have got here, if my B changes anything, it doesn't change my output actually. So it's always 1. So I can connect here 1. Okay. Similarly, remaining two are 1. If I am putting 1 here, if my 0 is here, I am getting output 1. If I am input is 1, other input is 1, I am getting here 0. So can I put it here B bar, students? Very simple. What I have put here. So I am going to correlate these two. How my correlate? If I am correlating, what I am getting here, my output Y is nothing else B bar. For this A equal to 1, I am getting what? Y equal to B bar. So if I am putting here B bar, obviously what will happen if I am selecting 1? So B bar will come over here. Okay. So I will get here A B bar. How? You can also prove it up by using your normal rule S bar, I0, S, I1. You can put it up all these things. A bar, I0 is 1, or this is B bar, I1, sorry, this is A. Sorry, students. So this is my S is A, and I1 is B bar. You just have to find out this is my A bar or A B bar. You can find out A bar or A, and A bar or B bar. So this is my 1. So which is actually 1, and A bar or B bar, which is actually A bar or B bar. According to De Morgan's law, this is A B bar. Okay. So I have got this A B bar, students. So what I have done here, one input which is MSB, I have connected to the select line. The remaining input is present. I am going to correlate it. For 0, I will put here. For 1, I will put here. Whatever the correlation here. It is, I am getting whatever my input, I am not carrying, it's always 1. So always 1 means I have put here 1. And this is actually here, if it is other input is 0, I'm getting 1. Other input is 1, I'm getting 0. So obviously Y is B bar. So I can put it up your B bar here. So whenever I'm 1 will be there at the select line, B bar will go and select over here. Understand? This is my NAND gate. Now the question is here, it is B bar, students, it's not B. I will be having always input A and B, but it require another B bar over here. So another 2x1 mux is required. In order to implement this B bar, I require another 2x1 mux. So in order to design a NAND gate, how many number of 2 cross 1 MUX is required? 2 number of 2 cross 1 MUX required. Okay, because there is another input I have achieved here, B bar actually. Okay, how to implement B bar? Very simple. I have already told you what you need to do. You just connect this B. This will be your 1. This will be 0. Obviously, I can get always your output as B bar. Okay, so this is my 2 cross 1. You can check it up. B equal to 0, I'll be getting 1. B equal to 1, I'll be getting 0. So this will be nothing else and not that. So how many MUX required, students, in order to implement a NAND gate? In order to implement a NAND gate, okay, for implementation of NAND gate, I require two 2 cross 1 MUXes. All of you understand, very simple. Now finally the end is actually here, how to design a NOR gate using 2 cross 1 MUX. Very simple. The same way you will be having your 2 cross 1 MUX with you. So is having I0 and I1. This is my S select line. This is my output Y. I'll be expecting A or B path. Okay. As we know that what is my not truth table? A, B, Y is A or B bar. So which is nothing else, 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So 0 0 means it's actually 1, other places it's 0. Am I correct, student? This is my NOR gate truth table. Okay, so what it actually do, first step is connect the MSB input, connect the MSB input, connect the MSB input to the select line. So first step. Okay, next step is try to relate other input with the output. So here if you relate between these two, what will you get? Y is nothing else, my B bar. Am I correct? Next you relate these two. So here what will you get? Y is 0. So connect here 0. This will be your B bar. Understand, students? Very simple. If A equal to 0, what it will come? B bar will get reflected here. Okay. Next, again you have to design for B bar. So for B bar, how many number of, again 2 cross 1 MUX required? Very simple. Another 2 cross 1 MUX required. How is it? Very simple. You can do this. This is my B. If it is B equal to 0, 1 will come here. So this is my B bar. If B equal to 1, 0 will come over here. So how many MUX required in order to implement a NOR gate? In order to implement a NOR gate, I require two 2 cross 1 MUXes. So very important, students. I have just explained here. Any doubt till now? Hello, any doubt, students? If there is no doubt, we'll just